Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review. This time we're reviewing episode 13. Goku and Beerus' fight continues. It seems like the universe isn't out of danger just yet. The power from their fight is still strong enough to destroy everything. But this time Beerus intervenes, using 100% of his power to eliminate all that residual energy, saving everyone. He explains that he's been holding back because he didn't want to admit that he used his full power on a mere Saiyan, but now he doesn't care anymore. Just as Goku and Beerus decide to start fighting at 100% for real this time, Goku suddenly reverts to his Super Saiyan form. It turns out Super Saiyan God has a time limit, and Goku just reached it. But despite this, Goku says he doesn't feel weaker at all, and he can still keep up with Beerus. Beerus theorizes that Goku has merged with the God power and made it his own. Either way, it doesn't matter how it happened. All that's important is that Goku can still keep fighting. How will this battle end? So, what did I like about this episode? Well, honestly, the first thing I really thought that was interesting was actually Mr. Satan. So Mr. Satan's sort of subplot, inverted commas, cutaway, other thing, B-plot story that's happening in this episode, where Mr. Satan was trying to convince Whis to intervene in this fight. Because, I mean, after all, if it is going to destroy everything, can't someone stop it? Can't we stop it? And, well, Mr. Satan doesn't know that Whis is stronger than Beerus, and stronger than Goku, and stronger than everyone, and Whis is doing a good job of pretending that he can't stop anything. I just still thought this was very, very interesting. Just the way that, like, I remember in the first few episodes when I was talking about that Dragon Ball Super had surprisingly good characterization, in that when sometimes characters aren't just put there as, like, stereotypes, and that's what happened with Mr. Satan in this episode. He wasn't just going around being like, I want to save the universe because my ego, or I want to take the credit for everything, or I'm going to go and be really loud and boisterous. He was acting quite, like, subtle and a lot more just, like, sort of desperate, but also, he wasn't just there as a gag. He was there as a character and doing legitimate, important things and surprisingly realistic things. It was just something I really enjoyed. Honestly, we had a lot of really nice character interactions in this episode. I mean, I know this is a fight between Goku and Beerus, that's the important part, but there was, like, a lot of the subplots I actually kind of really liked. So obviously you had Mr. Satan after that, and you had a little brief cameo appearance by Mr. Satan's filler squad, and then you had, like, Gohan bursting out of the ship to, like, protect Videl and his now unborn child, which was very, very cute. And then you had Piccolo trying to intervene, and then you had Vegeta stopping them, just being like, listen, Kakarot's not, well, he doesn't say it, but he's sort of, like, staring in the way that communicates, just like, listen, Goku is not finished yet, okay? Just have faith in him. Which is very much like Vegeta. It was just really, I just really liked it. Also, the fight choreography in this episode was actually, like, really good. I mean, I'm not going to say I suspected it, but I mean, considering when we found out that Yamamuro was doing the directing for this episode, so it made me think that they were going to try and make it look really good. And it looks really good. Like, oh my god. Especially like the last 2 minutes or so. Seems to be a rule now. Every time Goku turns Super Saiyan against Beerus, the animation quality just, like, skyrockets. Because they really did their own version of the original really awesome scene in Battle of Gods, when Goku turns Super Saiyan and they have those... I might just put a clip on it just to just show what it looks like, and then compare it to the Super version. It looked really good in this episode. It was great. Oh, and also the new ending. There was a new ending for this episode. I honestly really liked. I love the music, and I love the visuals. It's so cute. Everyone's just there, and they're all happy, and it's like. I know, like, the show is not necessarily just going to be like the endings, because that's kind of how the endings work. They're almost completely different to what the source material is actually like. But they're always just so cute and just so nice. And you just get this warm feeling of nostalgia every time you see it. And also, they're all in their Resurrection F outfits. And it's honestly making me decide, I actually really like everyone's Resurrection F outfits. They're all, like, they're cool redesigns. I think they all actually fit. As for what I didn't like in this episode... Okay, I know that it's technically been, like, a thing for, like, 2 years at this point, but I still don't enjoy the idea of just Goku absorbing the Super Saiyan God's power just somehow, because there's no real explanation given. I mean, I guess it's a good way of, having that Goku can go and fight Beerus one-on-one now, and he doesn't need the God power, he doesn't need everyone's help, he doesn't need everything, but I just don't like this whole, Goku can just deal with this all he can just absorb this power, he can just get stronger, whatever, just because he's Goku. It's like, I wish they had actually given an explanation and not just had it. It's this thing I just hate it all the time, when they try and like give Goku all this special attention, give him all these free power-ups, give him everything, and without giving any sort of explanation or character growth or anything, just using the excuse that he's just Goku, he can just do that. I don't like it when they do that. Also, a rather interesting thing to note, in Battle of Gods, the way it happens is Goku loses Super Saiyan God form, he returns to sort of like base, returns to normal, and then like when he's fighting Beerus, almost unconsciously he just goes Super Saiyan at that point. As opposed to this one where he goes to, as soon as he loses Super Saiyan God, he reverts back to Super Saiyan. There's no like in between phase, which makes it seem like, Super Saiyan God is more like an add-on to Super Saiyan kind of thing, which is sort of interesting, but it's also interesting in that how is blue hair going to work then? Because he's sort of gone Super Saiyan, but it's gold hair and it's whatever. I'm assuming they're going to give an explanation later on, and if they don't, that will be annoying. So, next episode, the fight will finally conclude in episode 14. I mean, how long has it been? Like 10, 11, 12, 13. So like 5 episodes. 5 episodes of this fight, and it's going to end next episode. How is it going to end? Well, everyone who's seen Battle of Gods pretty much knows how it ends, but I am a bit curious as to how much Goku Ex Machina they're going to pull in that final episode, because if you've seen Battle of Gods, it is sort of like Goku does the whole thing where he just does a lot of really crazy stuff because he's just Goku, and I do hope Super tones that down just a little. So I honestly really enjoyed Dragon Ball Super episode 13. It sort of had the same problem as 11 in that there wasn't really much substance to it. It was more, it was mostly really the fight, but all of the things that they kept sort of cutting away to, and the fight itself, I think they were just done very well this episode. They were just implemented well. 12 had a bit of a problem where, while the power was going to destroy the universe, no one seemed to care. But in 13, it seems like everyone cares, and I feel like that just made for a lot more interesting episode. So this is Gabby signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.